Thanks, demons, and welcome to Collector Corps, where today it's a bit more of an off-the-cuff sort of video, just kind of discussing the current state of the, well, I'm going to say the LEGO Star Wars community. I'm going to mention a few things about Marvel as well, but yeah, the LEGO Star Wars community and LEGO community as a whole really do not know how to boycott. So, if you weren't aware, the newest wave, the August wave of LEGO Star Wars sets, as well as technically the LEGO Marvel sets, were supposed to be under a boycott from the general community, and this was largely due to the price being way too high on a lot of these sets, which I generally agree with, and we'll get into some more specifics a little bit later on. But yeah, the entire idea across various different communities for LEGO for the August wave was that the sets weren't worth buying at full RRP or MSRP, whatever you want to call it, and because of that, they were going to be boycott. They were going to be, ignored in the shops, they weren't going to be bought, and there were a few sets that were kind of okayed as like, this is actually okay value, so this one's fine. Most, though, were seen as a bit overpriced and not worth it in the long run. And of course, this is going all the way from 75413 to 75435. And yeah, it's the entirety of the August wave was under this boycott, though some exceptions did exist. For example, the V19 Torrent Starfighter, Jango Fett Starship, K2SO, and I've seen a few people kind of defend Wiki the Ewok, the buildable character. But for the most part, this has been a shockingly bad value wave, and obviously the big two that have kind of pushed this have been the 327th Star Corps Clone Troopers Battle Pack, as well as the Republic Juggernaut. These are two of, if not the most expensive or overpriced, should I say, LEGO Star Wars sets we've actually ever seen. A, price per piece, which isn't a great metric, I do realise, but it is a metric that's worth discussing, of 20 cents per piece. It is absolutely a rip-off, especially when most people would assume, or at least want, a set to ideally be 10 cents per piece. The fact that is double that is ridiculous, and a lot of people, including myself, have basically gone on the side of these sets are double their price that they should be, based on their pieces, based on the size of them. The fact that the 327 Star Corps Clone Troopers Battle Pack is an extra, $15? I think it is, more than the Cloneverse Battle Droid Battle Pack from earlier this year, is absolutely insane. And obviously the Republic Juggernaut is just, in so many ways, an issue. But with all that out of the way in terms of, specifically what the issues were, why is it that people are still buying them? Like, legitimately, I've seen it on the various subreddits, I've seen it on the various Discords I'm part of. People are continuing to buy them, and so often, and I've seen this multiple times, people will claim, hey, but I actually, I got it at a discount without ever showing receipts or any sort of proof of that. And there are definitely some places. Germany is a great example of a place that just widely has them on discount. Smiths in Germany, if you live in Germany and have access to a Smiths Toys location, honestly, decent value there, I will say. But yeah, not sponsored, of course. I'm not even in Germany myself, so I'm not getting any of these discounts. But yeah, there are some legitimate reasons that you might have picked up one of these sets. If you found it a good value, if, for some reason you got a gift at this time of year, I suppose if it was your birthday or something, or alternatively, if you had some gift cards or some very, very good reward points on LEGO, you may have a legitimate reason to have got these sets. However, the amount of people that I have seen actually buying them at full MSRP, full RRP, is kind of ridiculous, and it kind of just shows how bad the LEGO community as a whole is at actually, boycotting something, because LEGO is not going to learn that these prices are too much. They're not going to learn that they aren't giving the value for the price. If we don't actually boycott them, if we keep buying these sets no matter how expensive they are, that's a problem, because LEGO is going to see that and go, oh, well, we'll raise the price even more, and when will they stop at that point? And this is the case with anything. It's not just a LEGO issue. So many different collectibles and so many different toys and this, that, and the other have this exact same model. Electronics, it's very much the case of as well, where something will be expensive and get more and more and more expensive until eventually no one can buy it. Apple products have historically done this a lot, and will continue to do it forever because it's Apple and they just get away with it. But that is a discussion for a completely different channel than this. It is ridiculous how many times I've seen people post about buying, 4 of the new battle pack, which is $180. Actually, is it even more than that? It's 45 times 4, so it's actually even more than that. Is that 200? That's not 200. No, it is. It's like, It is. It's 180. I'm just being an idiot. But yeah, it is ridiculous to think that people are spending that much on what is already an overpriced battle pack. They are paying $180 for literally 16 minifigures. And then, of course, you can throw in the builds, you can throw in the Super Battle Droids, but no matter what you do, you are not getting that amount of value out of these sets. And especially with all the structural issues with the Juggernaut and stuff like that, there are so many reasons to just ignore and just avoid these sets like the plague, and yet people keep buying them. And it really is driving me insane, watching it. And, I understand how difficult it is to stick to a boycott. I was very close. I had both the 327th Battle Pack and the V19 Torrent in my hands. I was holding both of them. I was at B&M Bargains. They had them on shelves. It was the first time I'd seen them, and I was very close to getting both. And as I say, the V19 generally is okay value. It's a little bit too expensive, but the Battle Pack is definitely not worth it. But I was very close to buying it because once you actually see them in front of you, once you actually have the opportunity, it is really difficult to stick to a boycott, and that is what makes boycotts so difficult. Whether it's, a drinks brand, whether it's a toy brand, whether it's an electronics brand, whatever. If you are trying to boycott someone, it is difficult if you are typically someone who does buy things. And this is a reflection of, all these different things that get, cancelled, all these different things that get, boycott because of a political statement that they made or whatever else. People will often do things that are quite ridiculous, really, like destroy their own property, and then just buy the product again. And it is a really stupid thing, and it is really difficult to get out of that sort of habit for a lot of people, which I completely understand. And as I say, the fact is, it is doable, though. What I did instead was I put those sets down, and I already had it in my cart, to be fair, but I bought the Power Rangers Reignition Tyrannosaurus. I was going to get it anyway, or at least it was very much that or the Lego, and I decided, no, I'm going to stick to my guns. I'm going to not buy these new LEGO Star Wars sets, despite wanting them. I do want the V19 turret. I do want the new Battle Pack. I want the MTT as well, which that's another area that is a bit weird, because that set, everyone agrees, is great, but it is the exact same price and very similar piece count to the Juggernaut. So it has the exact same lack of value, and yet it is a very, very good set with excellent figures, excellent new versions of the Commando droids. I'm not going to gush too much about it, but it is such a good set. I haven't got it yet, and I want it, but I also want it to go down in price. It's currently $140 in the UK, which actually works out more expensive than the US if you do the conversions, and that's including tax though, so I guess it all evens out, I suppose. But yeah, the current state of LEGO Star Wars and LEGO Star Wars community is just frustrating to watch, because everyone keeps complaining that the LEGO sets are too expensive, and this, that, and the other, and it's just going to get worse and worse, and the quality's not there, and all these other complaints. And yet, consistently, these same people will then buy these sets on day of release. And it is really frustrating to watch. As I say, I think it's good for the community to be trying to boycott, and hopefully LEGO sees, all the complaints and all the, issues that people are having with these new August Wave sets, and makes some changes. Though, with, the upcoming Death Star, it's obviously not happening anytime soon. Obviously, a lot of these sets have been produced 2 years ago, or have been being produced for 2 years, and just, it's only now that we're seeing them, it's only now that we're having problems with them. But, it is a very awkward time to be a fan of LEGO Star Wars, or Star Wars in general, I suppose, but LEGO Star Wars, LEGO Marvel as well. I haven't touched on it too much, but the new modular sets, the smaller scale modular sets based around Spider-Man, are very expensive. And once again, I was very excited to get those. And then on the day of, I was like, no, I can't do it. I need to stick to my guns once again and not get them because they are very expensive. I have avoided getting any of the August Wave sets from any of the lines, and that will continue. I might end up getting some of the friend sets because they are actually pretty good value, but beyond that, I am generally avoiding, especially Star Wars and Marvel. And did DC actually release anything? DC never released anything, what am I saying? But yeah, it is a very bad time to be a fan of, branded Lego sets, and Star Wars in particular is very much affected. But with that being said, there are other toy lines out there. As I say, I ended up buying some Power Rangers Reignition stuff. I'm loving it. It's such a good line. It brings me back to my childhood. I had a lot of these toys, like the earlier, like the 2000s versions, which by no means the first version, because obviously it's a 90s show. But yeah, I remember having these toys, and it just makes me so happy to having them now. And yeah, Lego can wait until it's on discount, until it's 20, 30, 40% off ideally. And yeah, then I'll enjoy those. But yeah, there are plenty of toy lines out there that are actually good value, that are actually doing well, that actually have decent quality overall. And yeah, Lego right now with Star Wars and Marvel is not making it, and it's really unfortunate. But yeah, as I say, I'm sorry this was a bit more of a rambly video than usual. I just wanted to talk about it. It's something that's kind of been bugging me the last few days, and I really just wanted to kind of express my thoughts on it. We're not even 2 weeks in to the month, and already people have just fallen apart in terms of this boycott. People are just, forever buying, and it is what it is. We live in a capitalist society, all that kind of jazz. But yeah, with that being said, that is going to be it from me. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like it, subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss upload. Otherwise, come below your thoughts and feelings on the idea of Lego Star Wars boycotts, or Lego boycotts in general. Boycotts in general, actually, in fact. And yeah, otherwise, it's going to be it from me. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!